Hello, welcome to Real Magic Review. My name's Steve Thornton. I've just had a bit of a disaster, so I'm going to faff around a bit because I can't see your comments at the moment. So make some. Oh, where'd you do it? It's all changed. There it is. Boom. There you go. Oh, dear me. What a faff. It all went wrong for a minute there. I won't bore you with it. But here we are. We're here. Right. So, welcome. Before we go any further, do have a look at, oh, I hope this works, it all went wrong. Have a look at onlinemagic.co. That's my online membership site, been going 10 years and we're all very proud of it. What a lovely community we've got. Many of them are here. Gary Cross, responsible for this and this. Gaz, make sure you put your link in after this. Don't do it here because it will disappear. Put it in afterwards so people can find the stuff, but we'll work out what we're going to do with that anyway. Anyway, so do that, onlinemagic.co. It's good, it is, isn't it, everyone? Right, tell me if I'm delayed, tell me if you can't see me, tell me if I'm too bright, because that's kind of what we do. I wonder what happens if I do this. Hang on. Ooh, sweet. Where should I put? Should I leave that there? It's good, isn't it? Or should I put it over there? Maybe I should put it there. That's good. So I'm not really going to have a massive rant, but I have got something that I've been keep meaning to say to magicians, and it's not that people. I think people are doing something wrong, but I think it's something worth thinking about, and I've been guilty of it before. Oh, like and subscribe as well. But before we do that, make sure that you ask any questions you want. I've got to be a little bit careful of my voice, but I'll probably forget about that in a minute. And the other thing I was going to say is, oh yeah, I'll do something on Offbeat as well, and Ellipse. And someone said something on the forum, which is a really good point, which I want to read out. So first of all, the thing we'll do Ellipse, and we'll do the comments on Ellipse and the comments on Offbeat. Oh, and so I do want to also, someone mentioned, I don't think I'm going to be able to find the comment, but it ties in with actually what the comment I got on the forums, and it wasn't a hate thing, it wasn't horrible, so I'm not gonna go off on one, but let's do the comments on Nick Defat's. As you may have guessed, I'm just gonna just bring my voice down a little bit. I absolutely love the book, an excellent book, such an easy read, full of inspiration. Love Nick Defat's material, thinking about comedies from Mathieu and Tom Rolfe. Martin's Circus Skills Workshop is a question. The book sounds fab, but I do have one or two questions. Obviously, you need to buy the materials and do some DIY if you want to do the routines. Are the materials easier to purchase? And on average, is the DIY time-consuming and fiddly or pretty easy? I take it this is likely to vary from each routine or trick. How many of the trick routines do you think would be suitable for children? Thinking of the trick involving a modelling balloon. Yeah, so the loads of stuff is suitable for kids. And that routine especially, I haven't got the book on me, I'll be able to flip through it, but for me, I mean, most of the stuff you're going to need something for. There's not much in the way of straight card tricks. There is this one with an envelope, but I think that most tricks required a little bit of arts and crafts. Saying that, none of them was extensive. And actually, most things, when you get the stuff, you'd be able to make very, very easily. There was one bit that I was reading, I remember, which is a half-dyed, was it a half-dyed silk bit or something else? When I was reading it, going, oh, I could do with some more pictures. I could really do with some more pictures because I couldn't quite understand, but then after a while I did. But I think that nearly everything you're going to be able to make super quickly. Yes, for the rope routine, you need magician's rope or rope, but most stuff that we'd have, and also the stuff that I've bought stationery-wise to make it with has been really easy to get hold of. The only thing I haven't been able to get hold of very easily is the contact lens case for the contact lens routine in there, which is easier to do with flip-top contact lens cases. Now, you can get them in the UK in opticians, and I was told to look around, but I just didn't have time. But on eBay, you have to buy them in packs of 50 and stuff like that. So, but I would say that most of the stuff you're going to be able to get very quickly and cheaply on Amazon. And yeah, and I'm really coming around. I mean, I used to avoid stuff like that like the plague, but ever since I've reviewed stuff and I've had to make stuff up, I've really got into it. Like the tea bag routine, the can't remember what it's called, but it's so great, and you need a couple of things for that. But actually, I didn't know you could get it on Amazon super easy. So within 24 hours, I had everything I needed to go with that. And to make the gimmick, I just needed a bit of glue and a deck of cards. So you're fine with it. The book wasn't my style of magic, but I loved it. It's a fun book. Fair enough, absolutely. Just loads of really lovely things. If anybody can help me with a slip knot explanation in the first rope trick, I haven't looked at it in detail, Roger. I might have a look at it if I get time. But it may be, see if anybody does it on the forums, but I will try and have a look. And there's lots of lovely things. I'm very aware it was a very long. I'm going to try and make those book reviews a bit shorter, but I was a bit excited about it. Your enthusiasm for book and others. This is for roast beef in France, and all the books are on the library shelves behind. You now mean that this book has gone into my must-buy list. I'm like that as well. I was listening to a podcast on comedy writing this morning, and I bought 2 books just because they mentioned them on it. Terrible, isn't it? Now, Ellipse. Now, I'm aware, I've put the live stuff on about Ellipse went down for the first time ever, and then it went back up again. Okay, so, as I said in the other video, stuff can go wrong. I watched it, bought the app, it's gone down. I purchased this today, I have it installed, but unable to add yet. So people are having issues. Bought an Apple Watch last year only because I wanted it for various magic apps and other mentalism devices. Best peak I know. Assumably, possibly this works with the Apple Watch. It does. Sorry, I forgot to mention that in the review. Pinball Wizard 666. I still think I'm stretching my comfort zone when I use my phone for sending a group text. I think it's very clever, but not for me. Absolutely. Totally not for everyone. Okay, we'll get onto the magicians don't do this bit in a minute. And this is, I'm not going to keep this anonymous, not because there's anything wrong with it. I think it's really good points. I just think it's worth me kind of, sort of answering it. Love your reviews, lovely things about that. I believe you have an opportunity to look at items with a more critical eye. I understand this might create a situation where a creator may not share his or her creations with you at no charge. But if your goal is to actually review items, then the shortcomings need to be discussed as well. Let's use this review as an example. I bought Ellipse based on review. If I'd known some of the shortcomings, I don't know if I would have bought it. Really good point. All right, now, first of all, I will say, well, we'll go through each one. Doesn't look like the actual Genius site. I think I've done it to a lot of people now. Nobody's pulled me up on it. I think it does. There's a couple of little things that are different, but when you're in the middle of a magic trick and you're doing stuff, like you said, nobody's at all mentioned it. But if that's a problem with you, I'm not saying you shouldn't be a problem with you, then again, but I wouldn't worry. Like I said, nobody has once mentioned, oh, that looks different in any way at all. And also, logging into sites at different times, they can look slightly different as well. The reveals are tiny. Now, there is a setting. You say there's not a setting in there. There is a setting to make the reveals bigger on there. If you go into the settings on the stopwatch reveal, which I think you're maybe saying. I haven't tried it yet, but I saw it there because I checked it out when you said. And if you want notifications sent to your smartwatch, you need to already use Telegram or install it. Other apps like Cypher Pro do not need additional apps to send notifications. Again, if you've got an issue with that, totally fine. I didn't. I don't use Telegram much, but for me, what the app does, if I wanted to do that and install Telegram, that'd be fine. But again, I'm not saying it shouldn't be an issue for you. I'm just saying that's why I reviewed it the way I did. When you perform, you have to go to the page and choose which method you want every time. There's no default. I just didn't notice that really. Again, not a massive problem for me, but it might be if you're performing in certain situations. Even the one shortcoming you did acknowledge that it needs an internet connection, you glossed over, you mentioned it and then said it never goes down. Don't blame me if it does, but it's very reliable. Then that daily review goes up, the site goes down. As I said, don't blame me if it does. Listen, anything that uses the internet, we all know that servers can go down, Netflix can go down, Facebook went down not that long ago, so we know that can happen. And I think, yes, I totally agree that sometimes I should delve into the negatives more. I do forget sometimes, but I do try my best. Most things I do say, some people aren't going to like this, and this. As I said at the new year, I'm trying to only review things I really like, and I always really have done that. Unless I see something or someone really wants me to review something and I see some really big pitfalls in it, I will always mention them anyway. But now, if it's just a rubbish trick, I just won't review it. I haven't got the time. So this channel is really more to do with finding the stuff I think is good and sharing it. And that's not saying that if something comes out that is a complete rip-off, and I get it, I will do that. People won't stop sending me stuff if I review things badly, and if they do, that's totally fine with me. I don't need any more stuff, and it's lovely to get it, and I'm so appreciative of the people that support the channel and send me stuff, and I play with it and I love it. But if someone said, actually, I'm not going to send you it because you reviewed something badly, I'm totally fine with that. And actually people, well, it's not because I've reviewed things badly, but because I don't review enough stuff, I get sent less by certain people, and that's, again, I totally understand that, and that's totally fine. But I really appreciate that, and it does, even though I've given my reasons for I do things, I think you're right, and I think that I am one of those channels that is, you know, everything's great that I review mostly. Or it's okay, or it's fine, or it's interesting, or something. It's rarely just like, meh, because I just can't be bothered to spend the time doing it. So now if someone requests something to review, which happened with Paul Fowler's transaction. You know, I saw the ad for it and I went, it looks all right, not really my cup of thing. Someone asked me to review it, cup of tea. I reviewed it. I really liked it because I played with it. So that can happen too. Let's not start talking about receipt things. Lots of people saying lots of lovely things. I won't read all of them, but thanks for your lovely comments. Let's have a look. Made it back from the snow. Yeah, I got caught in the snow. It's nuts out there at the moment. I wonder if I can show you. I don't think you'll see it. It's oh God, I'm going to start pulling things out. I don't think you'll see this because it'll be oh, there you see, you sort of can. There you go. It's all lovely out there. I do love the snow. So yes, God, I got started thinking about snow then on my lovely run this morning and nearly got caught up the hill. Hi from Miami. Oh, I'm so desperate to go to the US. And Blackpool, let's get this out of the way, hang on. Lots of people saying about Blackpool, finally made it to a live stream. Hello Steve, nice to see you feeling better after Blackpool. Thank you. My throat's still not good, but I get reflux. It's sparked off a load of minor health things. So if I talk too much, my voice still goes, and I've had to give up alcohol and caffeine and all sorts of things. God, it's so boring. But there you go. Right. So the thing I want to mention is, and it's not a big rant. I just said that because I thought it would be funny. Is that, and it's not. I'm not angry about it, and I get why it happens. And like I said, I've been guilty about it too. But what I've noticed is sometimes when I post stuff online, videos, some people with all the best intentions will either give feedback on the trick, which is totally fine, in certain situations, or mention the prop, mention the thing, oh, I was going to get one of them. And I do it too, and without thinking sometimes. And it dawned on me recently when I was posting more that, especially on my non-magicians Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, is I do a trick and there's a lot of non-magicians watching that. And then somebody will say something like, oh, I want to get the bag and the bag does this. And this happened today. And I wasn't upset, but I hid the comment. Because people are just like, and what I do, by the way, when I send stuff, if I think, oh, I might flash something, that looks a bit obvious, and it's hard to unsee it, I send the video to a couple of people that are not magicians, and they watch it again and again and again, and I say, did you see anything? And if they say, oh, maybe on 5th, 6th viewing, but they're not really there, then I'll post it. And with this one, I made sure, which was the appearing glass, I made sure, because I was like, oh, am I exposing what I'm doing there? And they're just like, I just haven't got a clue. I just no idea. And then someone says, I want to get the bag, are they in stock, etc. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. And I totally get it. But if you think about it, if lots of non-magicians just have no idea, they see an empty bag and they see a drink appearing. If someone says the bag, they go, that's the bag. Now, I'm not saying they won't think that anyway or guess it, but it could be a number of things. It could be a bag, it could be sleight of hand, and we forget how much non-magicians still, even with the amount of exposure, still don't know. So what I think we should really try and do is if someone posts a performance, not a review or something like that, but a performance, and they ask for feedback, give them feedback on it. But it can be quite demoralizing as well when you know, all your friends go, that's great, that aren't magicians, and they're just loving it, and someone goes, oh yeah, I think you could do the sleight a bit better, or you could do the vanish doesn't look that good, or something like that, and you kind of go, oh, don't do that. It's like, do it on the magician, you know, do it on the forum, or do it on Magicians Only Facebook page, or one of the, because we know we're all magicians. But it really kind of it can take the wind out of your sails, especially if I don't post that much. I'm really chuffed when like lay people like it and they comment, and I'm, it's a lovely feeling. It's like doing a little show. So when someone kind of starts critiquing it in that environment, it feels a bit weird, because obviously everybody else that is a layman will start looking at it and go, actually, no. And you don't want that. You want people just to kind of let it wash over them. And I know some people will watch it again and again and again and again and start sussing it out, and that's fine. But actually, a lot of people don't do that. They just enjoy it and they like not knowing. And for us to kind of telegraph what it is that might be wrong with it, or that, I swear to you, a lot of lay people just won't notice that we're looking at it through different eyes, it can be, again, I've been doing it for a long time, so it doesn't really get me, but it's going to really be hard for some people, for their friends that are magicians, to see that and someone saying, no, that don't look that great, or that could be better. And of course, if you say, oh, the bags are out of stock, then immediately lay people think, oh, it's just something you bought. No, of course, that's the argument of not doing marketing effects in a show, because, we want to avoid that. But the fact is, a lot of us do, I do. So we want to kind of minimize it, at least by saving those comments for here, and channels that magician, because no non-magicians watch this. I've got loads of friends and none of them have a clue what this channel is. They've never watched it. They don't have interest. They look at it and go, I'm not interested in that. Even family members and really close friends don't watch it. So yes, if you were to watch all my reviews, which I do post on my Facebook page, and get to 5 minutes in, you might get an idea that it's all that, and you'd know it was props and things like that. But I swear to you, I've looked into it and I've really tried, and nobody's really been watching them. And so we want to minimize it. And I'm not saying, if someone asks for feedback, give them feedback, but I would always kind of make sure they're kind of asking for it, or especially if they're just starting out, be very, very sensitive about what they're doing, because people online now, I'm a bit old, so it's different for me, but people online, they see it as a performance and they get nervous posting stuff, and they kind of, and even I do a little bit sometimes. So try and kind of be supportive in that role, I think, and kind of ask for that, do it through a DM or something like that. So that's my little rant. Try not to give anything away when there's lots of lay people commenting on stuff, even though they will, and people go, oh, you got it in your other hand and all that. But as magicians, let's try and not do that, I reckon. My opinion, anyway. And when you're giving feedback to people online, if other people are going to see it, that maybe their friends and family, I would big them up rather than, comment on something that might be going wrong. And DM them and just say, look, I noticed the thing. Do you want some feedback on that? Because I think, the way of making it better, then that'd be a lot nicer. Again, especially, and I know this firsthand because people have talked to me about it, especially when they're starting out. Mihai, how you doing? Mihao, even. Finally made it to, oh yeah, you're appearing Glassfizz. I was just wondering about the online and your vid appeared. What was that a Blackpool purchase? You're going to review it? Yeah, so Brett, that was it. And Brett, yeah, so... So it wasn't a Blackpool purchase. It was, I got it I got it to review a couple of days ago before it sold out. I didn't see it at Blackpool, actually. I'm not sure it was there. Probably was. But, and I got it to review, and I was going to do the review today, but they're not available at the moment. So it's kind of pointless doing a review when nobody can get it. So I thought I'd do the video, which I got kind of obsessed over, and did 500 takes doing that. But yeah, it's great. It's there's lots to say about it, actually. It's positive, not giving anything away. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think it was. Saw a great interview with Lance Burton today where he said you should only buy tricks where you already know how they're done. That way you don't buy tricks that are unsuitable for you. Thoughts? I think, well, if it's from someone reputable, I would buy a trick. So that trick, if I wasn't reviewing it, I was like, okay, that would work in my show. I can see it would work in my show because the nature of the trick. Now, if I got it and it was just completely impractical, then fair enough. But I can kind of look at that and make a few guesses and go, okay. And then, it's like Harry DeCruz's demming it. So I trust Harry. Harry kind of knows what he's doing. I don't mean he'd get involved with something that was not good. So I would take that gamble sometimes. But I don't know, because I bought loads of stuff I don't know. I like buying stuff and not know how it's done. That's kind of part of it for me. But if it's like, I want that in my show, yes. And if you don't, and you buy it and you don't know how it's done, you've got to accept that you might get it and it might not be suitable. And actually, I'm fine with that. Even when I was buying a lot more stuff, I get a lot for free now to review, obviously. But I still buy stuff, and if it isn't suitable, I just go, fair enough, my bad, unless it cost £1,000 or something. But that's the minority of stuff. But really good point. Good afternoon, Andrew. How you doing? I've been guilty of this a few times. Got to keep reminding myself it's a public forum, and me. You know, I'm not kind of having a go at anyone. Just enjoy people's videos, entertaining. That's cool. But you labelled the vid with the name of the trick. No, I didn't. Anyway, will you be reviewing the project? No, I didn't. I purposely didn't do that. I said I did in the Magician's Forum, but I didn't in my. I just put the paper bag gag, which that was the whole presentation, was the old classic gag. So yeah, but and it was after that I labelled it in there. Giving feedback like this is the same as someone doing to a magician in person. Don't do it and don't perform magic at someone else's gig. Two things that never should be done. Yes. Spin up. I'm with you 100% on this point. Thank you, Andrew. Oh, hi, Mark. And Max says, no, you say hello. What are you doing? Is that still from the room? I don't know if that's because I used to wear my room t-shirt, did I? How you doing, Max? Right. So that's my little rant. There's a big old rumble. Now, onlinemagic.co members, we're doing the thing tonight. I ran out of time today, so I'm not as prepared as I thought I was going to be for it, so it should be fun. But that's the joy of it, isn't it? So go and have a look now at onlinemagic.co. We go live every Thursday, unless I've got gigs and stuff like that. But I'm going to be sharing some of the stuff I've been working at from my show. So I'll see a lot of you in 40 minutes. Everybody else, thank you so much for watching and have a great one. Off you go. Go and see onlinemagic.co, and thank you for your support. It is always very, very, very much appreciated. Like and subscribe. Take care.